Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Good evening. Hey allegedly. Hey the smart show. Hey sick sad world. You got that right. Hey Red Snapper. Hey Tiffany Love. Hey Crafts and House with Leela. It's your day off, Natasha. How you doing, Natasha? But anyway, y'all, I just want to pop on. I haven't been on here since Thursday. I hope that you guys had a good resurrection slash Easter holiday weekend or whatever. Um Child, things are going crazy and crazy. The further we go in the year, the crazier they get, right? Hey, Levon, how you doing? And I just want to come on tonight because I have been trying to, hey, Mika Red, how you doing? I've been trying to catch up all day. And so, oh, child, it's just demon time and dummies around here, right? Hence the title of the video. Child, it's just total madness around not only this sector, but all over you, shoot, all over the world, online and offline. I don't know if you guys have been looking at the news, but there were several mass shootings, over the course of this resurrection weekend, slash Easter weekend. And I think, hey, Lollipop, and I think that is because like I said, we're in demon time, in the time of demon time and dummies, right? Like you no longer have a lot of uh oh I don't I just don't know what time it is we're in right now, right? And the reason why I want to do this video tonight is because we know that when we look at YouTube, especially when we look at, and I'm speaking about us, right? Because that's what I know about us, right? So that's what I'm worried about, should I say? Not worried about, but I'm only concerned really at the end of the day about us, right? And so, when you look at a sector that is predominantly black, like the B sector, um, it's kind of like a microcosm of what you're seeing going on in the world around you, off of YouTube. Um, and I think that what I saw this weekend offline, we ain't even got to online yet. Offline, when it came to Resurrection Weekend, when it came to melanated people, a lot of chaos, a lot of shootings. We know what happened with that crazy man around there to New York. It's just like everybody is giving in to demon time. You got a lot of demon time and you got a lot of dummies, right? And like when you look at the B sector, like I said, it's a microcosm of what's going on in our world, around us. And you got a lot of demon time and a lot of dummies going on here right in this sector, right? So, like I said, I was trying to catch up today and I ran across a few things, when it comes to demon time. Hey, real life is not in cyberspace. How you doing, love? I ain't seen you in a long time. Um, when you come to when it comes down to some of the stuff that I saw today, not only today, but it was really bad. Evidently all weekend, because like I said, I was trying to catch up. Um, you live, and oh, okay. Thank you, Leandris. And let me stop reading the chat, y'all. So I'm going to get this out. Like I said, a lot of stuff I saw, all I seen was a whole lot of uncontrolled chaos, right? A whole lot of demon time, right? Even to this day, like I said, in the midst of me trying to catch up, I had to hit Jay Wilson's panel because I heard Jay Wilson over there talking, and he was talking about two demon time, one demon and one dummy, right? And so you got this dummy over here being led by the nose wide open by the demon, right? And so I found it very interesting. And I said, well, I hit the panel because evidently they had Jay Wilson's name came up. And I don't take this stuff to heart to the point to where I'm even forgetting why Jay Wilson's name came up, right? So they was over there on Pizarro's chat. Oh no, I know why his name came up. Because Jay Wilson posted a picture of of him and Dory, right? I think the picture is a couple of years old. Now, please hit the like button if you don't mind, right? I think the picture is a couple of years old, right? And the picture was a nice picture, right? So the scam demon over there, that low level wannabe devil worshiper over there, which it ain't nothing but stupid and dumb and insane, right? It ain't smart as it think it is. But anyway, so the demon got upset because she wants to control Dory. Now, part of the reason why I came on is because I jumped up on Jay Wilson's panel after I heard what he was talking about, and I explained to Jay Wilson, what was going on, with why the way that the wannabe demon was trying to do the dummy, right? And then, because like I said, I think it's like a domestic violence situation, um, when it comes to emotional and mental abuse, the dummy don't even realize that or crazy horse don't even realize that the wannabe demon over there is trying to isolate it, right? And so yeah, it was a nice pick. And like I told Jay Wilson, hey, you did her a solid. You did Crazy Horse a solid, right? In my opinion, right? And so because it don't look nothing like it look now. It didn't look like a horse then, but it looked like a horse now, right? But anyway, a horse, of course, right? But anyway, move right along. So I got up there and I said what I said. I explained to Jay Wilson what was going on. I don't know if a lot of people understood it or not. I didn't want nobody thinking that I was trying to. I thought I saw somebody in the chat. Thank you, Devin. Devin, I always come through with that like. Y'all please hit that like button, okay? I wasn't wanting people to take what I saw, what I noticed going on, as any kind of sympathy for the dummy or for the crazy horse, right? Hey, Miss Owen chat. So good. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Kim. Child, I do what I can do, right? So it wasn't sympathy, it was an observation, right? Because we know that wannabe dummy, that wannabe devil worshiper over there think it's smart. It's think it's smarter than the average bear, and it just is not, right? And it gets upset anytime somebody comes out and tells it the truth. That's why it can't stand me. Now I hope y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And so anyway, so I told him what was going on. I told him how the wannabe demon was trying to manipulate Dory, trying to isolate Dory and all this and all that, right? But then on the other hand, but what I didn't get to mention is because I was in a rush at the time trying to get my house together. Because we had some folks over, and then how it is with the kids, and I got OCD when it comes to keeping my house clean, right? So I'm in the midst of doing all that, and I'm listening and all of this and all that, and all that hollering and screaming. Honestly, it allows me to go. It's like ASMR or something, or motivation or something. You know what I mean? I can't watch, like I can listen to my music, and honey, I get so far off into my music that shoot, I'll be on autopilot, right? But when I listen to all the demons hollering and screaming and the dummies, hollering and screaming, and the level of intelligence is so low, I get a good little kiki, and I get motivated, right? So that's how I came across that incident, right? So I told him what the wannabe demon was doing, to the dummy, to the crazy horse dummy or whatever, right? And everything. But in the midst of it all, um, I don't want people to think I was trying to feel sorry for the crazy horse, right? Because crazy horse. Now, some of the other stuff that I heard, and there was a lot of crazy stuff that I heard as I'm backtracking through the videos this weekend, right? I heard crazy horse was on the phone with her, I guess, boyfriend or husband, and then I heard that crazy horse had another husband, and that her and her husband broke up, or her husband and the boyfriend broke up because of YouTube and all of this and all that. But then the demon is on there talking to somebody's man on the phone, and all of this and all of that. And crazy horse want to be gay, but it probably really ain't gay. It just want attention and affection. I don't know. And then I don't know if crazy horse is call itself playing demon time, but demon time, but crazy horse is a little more mentally ill, in a different way as opposed to the demon. And if y'all know who I'm talking about, hit the one, right? And so I don't even know if they playing each other, right? It's just total madness, it's chaos. It's just real unfortunate, right? Like they look stupid. And the thing that when it comes to, let me circle back around a minute because I don't want to forget this. When it comes to the level of unintelligence, um that oh, and also the demon time called herself trying to get a come up off of Pizarro's page, right? Hey, Angie Vlogs, Jen Jen, please give a clue. You don't know who I'm talking. You don't know who I'm talking about, Jen Jen. Child, I'm talking about Mona Simone and Dory, right? And I don't want to talk about these bitches on my channel, but that's what I'm talking about, y'all, right? I don't want to say their names, but it's very interesting what happened today, as well as over to thank you, Empress. It's very interesting with the dichotomy between the two, right? I find it very interesting, right? Because I've never seen somebody be so brazen as the wannabe demon, right? So the wannabe demon called herself playing a whole lot of people, right? She called herself playing Crazy Horse. She also called herself playing Pizarro over there, which is what I mean by demon time and dummies. She also called herself playing her. She feel like she gonna resurrect her, YouTube situation via um, you know, Pizarro's platform or whatever. And I'm sure Pizarro know that because I think Pizarro, she have anybody, she's entertained by this stuff because she a dummy, and she has allowed many of the subscribers to start to really appreciating the low level of intelligence as well as integrity that comes off her channel, all in the name of entertainment, right? And that's cool. People got a right to like what they want to like. If they feel entertained by that, they feel entertained by that. Everything ain't for everybody, right? And so yeah, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I'm not trying to dumb down anybody for liking that low level bullshit, right? That's not my place, right? And it used to be entertaining to me until it started getting dumber and dumber and dumber. I mean, you got the most drunkest, raggedy ass demon, soulless. They don't give a cur anymore. Creatures hitting that panel, and I think it's just because. I mean, and it says a lot about that person and how that person lives and the things that she's used to, right? And so if you're a type of person that is that is comfortable with that type of situation, then you'll be entertained by it, right? Now it took me a minute to realize that um when it comes to, and I'm going back and forth between what's going on, what we see in the beef sector, because we're in the beef sector, as opposed to what we're seeing offline in the community, right? When you see what's unfortunate to me, when it comes to real life, when it comes to real demon time and dummies, what you see, especially over the cross of the past of this resurrection weekend, right? It used to be, whether you still believe or not, right? Hey, Saida, we had certain things that we would do as a community. Some of you older guys maybe can remember, like when we would hear about certain crimes, like on TV or stuff, we would know automatically, if one of our melanated people did it or one of the Anglos did it, right? You really can't tell anymore. And a perfect example of that is what went on under the subways in Brooklyn last week, right? So you really can't tell anymore. And one of the reasons why you really can't tell anymore is that really, um, I don't even, collectively, in my opinion, we don't even have a community anymore. Your community should be your family. And the reason why I say that your community should be your family, and this world is so crazy right now, you don't have time to worry about anything outside of what's going on in your own family. And when I say your own family, I also mean your own community. Your own community being your own family and your own circle of friends. And the reason why I say you don't have time to worry about anything other than your circle anymore is because you have so much demon time going on. When it comes to the once now defunct, in my opinion. Um, Black community. Um, I don't think it's anymore. Like, you used to have a modicum of respect about certain things, right? Look at what was going on this weekend at Resurrection Sunday. I seen a couple of news reports about how there were two mass shootings in particular, concerning black people. Yeah, people are losing their minds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I know that's right, Jen Jen. And I think one was in South Carolina. They shot up a party or something like that, as well as something happened in Philadelphia. There was some kind of mass shooting in Philadelphia, as well. Or was it Pittsburgh? No, or Philadelphia? It was one of them. Anyway, I saw the reports, and these were involving large amounts of black people, right? And that was it was on Resurrection Weekend, right? Easter Sunday, right? And we know that in the past, I think last week I had a video we was talking about, some of the things that we used to have in common back in the day, like getting our hair pressed and things of that nature, right? Um, it was at a party at an Airbnb, really, a mall in South Carolina. Yeah, I know it was. I don't. Yeah, I like I said, I briefly saw, the reports, right? And it was chaos, right? And so we used to have certain things in common, right? No matter what economic status you were in, or where you lived, if you was a melanated person, we would have these things in common, right? And you can't really say that anymore, right? And so we've seen that offline, we've seen our hell breaking loose. And one of the problems is we no longer have a foundation in this community anymore. And a perfect example of us not having a foundation is in this community. Um, is the a perfect example of that, is what we see online, right? Instead of people, it used to be like my mama and a whole lot of people's mamas in our community. I'm sure in y'all mamas, a lot of you guys mamas too, this around about my age or a little younger or whatever. Our moms would take great pride in getting us ready for Easter Sunday weekend, Resurrection weekend, because a lot of us were still, in the church. And even if you didn't go to church on a regular basis, your whole community was going to be at the church, if for no other reason than so they can show off, your pretty little clothes that you done got your kids, and how pretty they look and all of this, right? And so that used to be the norm. Like, you knew when it was Easter Sunday, you was gonna have to get your hair pressed. Your mama getting your, the Easter Sunday dinner ready. You're gonna have your little egg hunts. You're gonna wear your one thing I used to hate about Easter, and I don't know if y'all remember uh this or not, is that we would have to wear, it used to be most of the time at Easter around here, not so much now, but when I was little, we would have to wear these dang on tights with our pretty little dresses, right? Like, not. Do y'all remember tights? It used to be these thick things like pantyhose, but they was tights and the kids wore 'em, right? I used to hate tights, right? And I used to hate white shoes, because I knew whatever kind of dress that my mama's gonna put me on, I was gonna have a pair of white shoes, right? Yeah, them white tights, right? Them white shoes. And I knew that um as soon as I started running or anything, I was gonna get to a scuff in them dang on white shoes, and I was gonna get popped in the top of the head about getting a scuff on them dang on white shoes, right? So as I got older, I just trained myself to wait until, like, at least after church before I start running in them white shoes, so I wouldn't get popped in the top of the head for getting a scuff on them brand new white Easter shoes, right? But a lot of us should have stuff like that in common, right? And we know our mamas and our daddies and our grandmamas, they took pride in stuff like that, right? It seemed like it's such, it's real simple. It was such a simple thing to be proud about nowadays, but back then, it was a thing. They were proud of it, and they should have been, because we all look so pretty. I got so many pictures of my sisters and my cousins and myself, and even my mom and my dad and my grandmama. Everybody just looked so nice, especially on those days, right? And and so, and there was a sense of pride, right? And so all weekend, like I said, your mom would be preparing, for that event, right? So, but this weekend, as I'm rolling back the tapes, I'm rolling back, watching some videos from this past weekend, and I didn't even realize it was so much going on. He said I hated them white shoes. Lee Andrews, I don't. The only type of shoes that I wear that are white today is sneakers. That is, I don't like no heels. I don't like no dress shoes in white. The only thing that I would wear white on my feet, and I promise you, is sneakers. That's it. That's all. Because I got childhood trauma when it comes to them dang on white church shoes, right? And so, oh, child. And so, yeah. But instead of a lot of that going on, I seen a whole bunch of mothers and grandmothers online hollering and screaming, just straight up out their mind about nonsense. I said, you know what? This ain't nothing but demon time and dummies, right? Even, excuse me, even the ones on here that's got small kids. And I just explained to you how it used to be for us when we were small and what our moms, would be in the process doing for Resurrection Sunday or Easter Sunday, for us, right? It was all about, really pretty much all about the kids, for the grown people, because we really didn't know. We were small. We really didn't understand. I mean, we got the general idea what Resurrection Sunday was about or Easter Sunday was about, but we was more concerned about, the Easter egg hunt and the Easter baskets, right? And so, but of course, we went to church when we was little, and as we got older, you know, you know, uh, we got to understanding, of what was going on, and you can absolutely claim PTSD for Leandris, okay, about certain things in your childhood, because I got PTSD when it comes to the straightening comb. We talked about that on my channel last week, right? And so, and so, and so anyway, but I saw a whole bunch of commotion. That's what I saw. I didn't, especially from these females that have small children. I'm thinking, well, why aren't they preparing, to get their kids ready for whether you go to church or not? Because I understand it's understandable why a lot of people don't even go to church anymore. Like I said, we no longer have a foundation or a bedrock in what once was the black community. um and that's not only because of it's really because of the church itself. In my opinion, it's because of the church itself, large in part, is the reason why we don't have the church as our bedrock anymore, right? Because we know that the pretty much, I'm sure there are um a few honest pastors out there in the world, but they are overshadowed, and they really want to preach the gospel and do the right thing. But those churches are few and far between, and they are overshadowed by what they call it, the prosperity preachers like Creflo Dollar and TD Jakes and all of them, right? They're all of that nonsense overshadows, because you don't never hear any promotion about churches that are really still in the muck and the mire, and trying to inform their people about all the demon timing that's going on, really trying to you don't have a lot of blood washed Christians anymore. You don't have a lot of blood washed followers. I ain't even gonna say Christians. You don't have a lot of blood washed followers anymore, right? And if you don't know what blood washed is, it means my grandmama used to use that term all the time. And the term blood wash just simply means that you have been baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and you are a true follower of Christ, right? And you are a true Christ follower. That's what blood washed mean. The old people used to say blood washed. They refer to it as a blood washed Christian, right? And so that's what my mama used to call it, right? So you don't have a lot of blood washed Christ followers anymore, right? And like I said, a lot of that is because even the church has been overthrown by demon time, right? We know that if you want to find you a good demon, all you gotta do is go to church, right? And so yes, all about the almighty dollar, the love of money. right? And so no, Jen, I really never got into Billy Graham. Did you know that Billy Graham once, when he was in seminary school, he was in seminary school with what Aleister Crowley? Did you know that Aleister Crowley once was in seminary school? And so anyway, and so, yeah, you don't have a lot of that anymore. And so you don't have any of a lot of the things that used to go on in the once black community going on any anymore. But what I saw this weekend, online and offline, was nothing but demon time. Like I said, if you notice, these demons online and offline are getting more and more bolder. That's why you had these mass shootings this weekend. That's why you seen all of this nonsense going on. In like I said, in the B sector, I'm tying it back to the B sector because it's the sector we in this weekend. These mamas online hollering and screaming to the top of their lungs, you know what I mean, and all of this and all of that. It's just nonsense to me. And everybody like a little beef, but my issue was I was like, wow, y'all not taking a break. It seemed like total and you can feel the spirit of the Lord in a blood washed church. I heard that, Tiffany Love. And I was watching, right? And it's amazing to me how this sector has devolved. I'm not even gonna talk. I'm not even talking. I'm talking about now. We know the B sector has already. I don't even want to get too far off into. Let me go back to the B sector, right? So, but I was just you know what I mean, just when it comes to all of the nonsense that's going on in the world right now in general. And like I said, uh Billy Graham is older. No, am I talking about Billy Graham or am I talking about what is that other man's name? If it's not Billy Graham, then is that the old man? He was really I can't remember their names right now. Forgive me if I'm speaking about the wrong one. I get them mixed up. I really was never into. I could never watch those televangelists. Those I could never watch them, so I could be getting their names mixed up, right? And so anyway, but one of them went to seminary school with Aleister Crowley. I know that it was him, or what was the other one's name? They used to be real popular back in the day. Uh, it don't even matter. I can't. I'm not. I don't look at those people. I never have. They can't tell me nothing. But anyway, um, um, Peachfoot says, "Hey, Miss Olivia and everybody. My great aunt was a follower of Reverend Ike. In the '70s, the original prosperity preacher. Yes, he was. Child, my grandmama used to get a good kiki out of Reverend Ike. She sure did. And she used to shake her head and listen to him and laugh. That's That's what she would never say a bad thing about it, but she would shake her head and listen to him and laugh. That when it came to Reverend Ike, that's what my grandmama would do, right? So anyway, let me get back to what I gotta maybe lose my train of thought because I got sorry about that, child. So anyway, well, I done lost my train of thought. Um, I gotta stop reading the chat again because I really came on here to say something. Um, what was I trying to say? Y'all made me forget what I was talking about. Oh, when it came to the beef sector, like I said, there's a whole bunch of nonsense going on, and you can tell, like when I say that. Let me say this: when I say that there is no bedrock in a community anymore, a perfect example of online and offline is when you see people clinging to everything, except for even a basic relationship with the Most High God, right? And I mean, nobody like you. When anytime you see a group of people that's so downtrodden and so uh mentally ill or depressed, or not even, there's levels to mental illness. There's a difference between insanity and plumb crazy and mental illness, right? There are levels, right? And so I see a lot of mental disorders that are being medicated with drugs and alcohol in this sector, right? And so when you get people, hopped up, they got some sort of mental illness, they hopped up on drugs and alcohol, young or old. They've never had a voice. They're probably alone most of the time. They're seeking attention. You get stuff like we see around here, right? And but the thing is, at one point in time, um, and that's cool, and that's cool. But a person like me, starts thinking that, wow, I start thinking outside the box, about what's going on, in the greater society. Like I said, this is a microcosm. A lot of the people that, as close as I come to a lot of these people that I be seeing up on these panels, or even, interacting with on the internet, a lot of them, certain types of people, this is close as I come to certain types of people, right? And so it will take you um a moment to adjust, right? Let me tell you something. I worked a lot of research people cling to any crumb of attention from anyone. It really is sad. It really is sad. It really is sad in a whole lot of ways. I'm glad you said that, food junkie, because you're right. Because they seeking attention, they seeking affection, they're seeking comfort, in all the wrong places, right? That's why you can get somebody like a nature boy. You can get somebody like that cult leader, that maniac, and you can get somebody like him, and he can have a cult following, right? That's why you can get many of the cult like mentalities in this sector. That's how you can get people that follow behind dummies and be entertained by it. Um, you know, that's how you get stuff like that, right? Because they cling to any crumb of attention, like you said, from anyone. It's really sad. I'm glad you said that, food junkie, because you're absolutely right about that. But the thing that you should be clinging to, and it's unfortunate, you may not even know, because our community has disintegrated pretty much into ashes, right? And it used to be the old people used to say, what did they say on that man, that maniac on Color Purple? You better not never tell nobody but God. Now, yeah, and one thing that used to be common in our community as a people, we all used to know that in times of strife, um, you used to, the one thing that you could depend on was a larger God, right? Because our people have, and we feel entitled. We allowed ourselves, as well as it was a trick. When it came to integration, to lull you into thinking that everything is okay, right? Everything is not okay. Everything has never been okay, right? But we used to have such of, we used to be under attack, and we're under attack these ways too, just these days too, just in a different way. But it used to be up front and personal, right? And you knew that the one person that you could find solace in, was the Almighty God, right? Your Creator, right? You knew that, right? So when the old folks used to talk about, late in the midnight hour, God's gonna work it all out. It's because a lot of the old folks. I used to hear my grandmama. Not only at night though, but especially at night, I would get woke up out my sleep, like have to go to the bathroom or want something to drink or something like that, and I would hear a muffle, right? And so I would try to creep down the steps, and my grandmama used to be down there praying, right? She used to be praying, and I remember one night I came downstairs, and my grandmama, um was praying for one of my uncles. Now I told y'all about my uncles, right? Now one of my uncles was not so he was not uh let me see how to say this. One of my uncles was uh justice challenged. Okay. Let me put it that way. One of my uncles was justice challenged, right? And the uncle that was justice challenged, he was one of her favorite, um, one of her if not her favorite child, right? Not even my dad, which is very slow to anger, awesome provider, and head of the household. You know what I mean? Just good man, worked hard all his life, right? And but that one uncle is the one that my grandma, and I never understood why, but the one that was justicely challenged, she would pray for him the hardest out of all of them. And it took me forever to realize why. I had to be I never even really, I just always figured that he was the favorite, right? Because I was always, me and my older cousin, we were the favorites in my family when I was coming up, right? It was me and my cousin. We were the first, and we were the favorites, right? And so, and we knew that we were the favorites because we couldn't do no wrong. No matter how much wackadoodle stuff we did, we never could do no wrong. Not at the end of the day. Somebody was always coming to the rescue, right? Especially my justicely challenged uncle, right? Because he saved me from a whole lot of stuff coming from my grandmama, right? And so anyway, but I came downstairs one night, uh, and my grandmama, I'll never forget it. She was sitting in they used to have these old day recliners. Um, they used to be like, it used to be like the cushion, but it still used to be like the rocker. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? And they had these like ugly patterns on it and stuff like that. And they had the cushioned arms and stuff, but it was still the rocking chair, right? So I came downstairs one night and to get me some water, but really I came down there because I heard my grandmama. And I I used to sit on the steps sometime, and listen to her pray, and listen to her argue with God sometime, listen to her sing and all of this, right? But it would always be late at night, right? And so I came down there, like I said, I came down there one night and she was crying. And I thought something was wrong with her because I didn't understand. So instead of me going in the kitchen, I went around there. I went in the living room, and I said, "Granny, oh, I just called her Granny. Granny, you okay?" You know what I mean? And she grabbed me, and she didn't say nothing. She just grabbed me, and started hugging me, and she was still crying, And after, after a while, she just let me go and told me to go get some water and go back to bed, right? And I didn't even realize, um what that was about, like I said, till I got much older, right? But she was really, really upset, um, about something that my uncle had went through, right? And so it took me years to find out why she was upset because back in the day your kids didn't know all the grown folks business, and you kind of had to piece it together, and sometime it would be years later when you find out what was going on and all this and all that, right? But eventually I found out what was going on. I got a little bit older, and I understand why she was so upset. And but it really, and I say all that to say that the while my grandmama was crying and while she was holding me, and even before I came around the corner, she was praying. She was praying to the Almighty. She was praying, and my grandmama was different, right? Let me just say, my grandmama was a bona fide Christian woman, right? But she would cuss your ass out, right? My grandmama was my grandmama was like what I choose to see as righteousness, right? It's what she poured into me, right? Today, when they would call her real, she was real in her relationship, and like I said, sometimes she be going back and forth with the Most High God, and just everything, right? With her, the strong woman, strongest woman I ever met, right? And so, and it took me a long time, um, to realize a whole lot of things about that lady. But anyway, the point of the matter is what I say. We no longer have a foundation anymore. And a perfect example of that was all these so-called mamas, online doing all this hollering and screaming to the top of their lung. And when you really listen to the hollering and screaming, sometimes what you hear is, I need help, right? Or I'm so depressed, or I'm turning to this because I don't know that I can turn in the midnight hour. I don't know instead of me knowing that I can turn to the Almighty God. And I'm not talking about in a religious way. I'm not talking about in a church way. I'm talking about it in a realistic way, right? And I know they say you got people not even believing in God. They rather believe in Satan and all of this. But then how can you say you don't believe in God if you believe in the devil? Because the devil believe in God. He knows this is a God, right? Hey, the Woman's for High podcast. How you doing, love? Nice to see you over here. Nice to see you. Y'all, if y'all don't know about the Woman's Sphere podcast, she got a whole lot of good content on her channel when it comes to uplifting women, right? Especially women of color. Y'all need to check her out, right? So, like I said, when it comes to the bedrock, we know that there is no more, right? And it's unfortunate because, like I said, in the midnight hour, a lot of people cling to a whole lot of things, including YouTube, instead of knowing that you can, if you can't tell nobody, some stuff you need to keep to yourself. Some of the stuff you need to only give it to take it to God and instead of the internet, right? However that look to you, right? And so, but what I see sometimes is a whole bunch of women that's crying out in pain. You used to hear people like, what was that charlatan came around here, that Jay Speaks or whatever her name was, and that Dimples or something. They used to call themselves wailing, rash, right? And y'all know what wailing is, right? It's like wailing is like it's beyond crying. It's like it's deeper than a cry. It's like a I don't know. It's just like some cry that's deep inside, like your spirit is crying, and you're crying to God, right? That's what wailing is, right? And I heard a whole bunch of wailing on here, and I heard a whole bunch of wailing on here, a lot. Simply because people don't have enough sense to realize that instead of you on this line right here and you my age, then I ain't even talking about the younger girls, because if they don't know, they don't know. And you know why they don't know? They don't know because they were never taught. That's why they don't know, right? I showed her the thing how they behave when the camera's out. Yeah, it's really unfortunate, right? So they don't know because they don't talk. They were never taught. They don't know that you don't have to turn to drugs or alcohol. They don't know that you have to. Y'all bear with me here because I'm just gonna keep it a book, because this is really in my spirit, and the only reason why I'm on is because I had to get it out, right? Um, I know that's right, Food Junkie. That person sound like a banshee to me. It's just unfortunate. Like low level demons and dummies, right? So they don't know because they were never taught that you don't have to feel defeated, right? I have seen women. I'm glad the Woman's for podcast came on because it made me think of something else that I was thinking about. I have seen women literally been driven to a nervous breakdown over a man, right? You got this man in your life, and you can't do nothing with him, and he cheating, and you ain't strong enough to let him go. I have seen women um literally have nervous breakdowns and driven to the edge of insanity over a man, right? A man, another human being, another person that bleed blood just like you do. And part of the reason why is because of what I'm saying right now, right? It's because you get your strength in the Almighty Creator, right? Never would I ever, and y'all know I've been married for over 20 years, but never would I ever, okay, be so stressed out by my husband, or even before I was married, any other man, to the point to where I want to lose my mind. I will leave you alone first so I won't have to hurt you, right? Because my strength comes from the Almighty God and the things that I was taught. Okay. And when we talk about at the top of the show, we talked about the blood washed, right? And not only was I blood am I blood washed, I was also baptized in fire, right? So when you've been baptized in fire and you also blood washed, okay, and then you know what the what is, what the what, but you are actually raised, that is from which your strength comes, right? So when I see a lot of people, especially a lot of women older than me, or around my age, I ain't even talking about the young girls because they haven't been taught, right? They've been taught by social media. They've been taught by mamas that want to be their friends that really ain't their mama, right? They've been taught by mamas that are not mamas at all. They are breeders. They want to be these. They want to be these. Their daughters' competition. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what they. And then they have to raise themselves. We see that online over here already, right? We see that online, on a daily basis, right? You no longer have. You can have grandmamas these days that's 30 something years old, right? And they be partying with their kids. It's just horrible, right? And so when you see that, you have to, when you see a young person acting the way that some of these weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. That's right, Film Noir. And but um when you see these lot of the way that a lot of these young mothers move, some of them move, it's because they were never taught certain things, right? And so, and because they were never taught certain things, the only thing that they know to go to is things of man, right? And I don't mean men, I mean things of devices, right? They might have seen they might smoke weed with their mama and drink with their mama, right? And that's how they grew up, right? And and stuff of that nature, and but the whole time they don't have a bedrock. There's no foundation, right? And if you don't know where to turn when you are really going through it, I mean, like when you really going through it, and if you don't know where to turn, you're gonna be lost, right? And so I seen a lot of that. And I also seen a lot of these demons taking advantage of that, right? You got a lot of demons around here taking a lot of forms, right? Now you guys know that some people on here dare to call me judgy. Well, I'm not judging. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you the truth as I see it, right? And when I say, we were talking last week about some of these demons, these actual demons, like that nature boy and stuff. Them people, they look different to me, right? You can see it in your spirit. If you if you have any type of discernment, you can see these demons for what they are and how they move. You can see them. You can see behind their eyes, right? When you have the ability to see behind somebody's eyes, you know what I mean? It shares a different light on things, right? And for me, um, a lot of people don't understand where I'm coming from because they don't want to hear the truth. So they would rather call it judgy or rather say she just old and she don't know what she's talking about. And they say that stuff because they don't like to hear the truth, right? So circling back around to the title of the video, Demon Time and Dummies. The reason why the Charlie, the horse face, what do I call her? Child, I forgot what I call her. Crazy horse and that wannabe demon over there. The reason why they are able to, they are getting the shine right now, that they're getting, number one, it's not nothing going on around here, really. Do you see what I'm saying? Number two, a lot of the sector done turned to a dummy for entertainment, right? And so when you get the dumbing down of a sector, that's and then the expectations are even lower. When you got that going on, you're gonna get a wannabe demon thinking it can come up off the back of the dummy, because that's all what's going on, right? And so if Crazy Horse let the wannabe demon drive it crazy, that's what's gonna happen. It is what it is, right? Hey, on site. And it's just, you just have to sit back and watch. Let's sit back and watch how far the wannabe demon is going to be able to go with the Crazy Horse dummy, before it catch on. Can it even save itself? All that is very, it's interesting. It's not entertaining to me, it's just interesting. I wouldn't even know that the particular conversation with Jay Wilson was going on today. Like I said, had I not been, surfing around, going back and forth, the SVS, the special victim sector, right, right. A lot of this is a special victim sector. You got that right, April. Everybody want to do their dirt and claim they're a victim or they've been done wrong. All this, ain't nobody done you wrong. If you feel like you've been done wrong online, then get the fuck offline. That's all you got to do. It's really just that simple. you know. And so, as far as adults and victimization, I ain't going for that, right? So, but I will sit back and tell you what's gonna how stuff is gonna play out. And so, when I hopped up on Jay Wilson's real quick today, that's what I did. I told y'all what the scammer was over there doing to Crazy Horse, right? And so it just is what it is, right? That's why I say, when I see you, I can't unsee you. That's right. I can't unsee you. Right. Because I see you behind the mask. Period. You're right about that. I agree with that, food junkie. I can't unsee it either. Right. And so, yeah, I can't even believe that, but it ain't nothing else going on. So, and then because of Pizarro, people following behind that dummy, they're getting all the attention that they want right now, and that's but and they just dumb as fuck. They sure is on site, all of them, right? But that one particular demon over there, that scamming wannabe demon, right? Wrapped up in the you that dumbass bitch can't even be on demon time properly, right? Like I am not impressed by that bull crap. And she's so desperate for she get mad when Dory, I even hate to say her name, get any type of attention. It's just real sick and it's real lame. And like I said, she really is just trying to close that lady in. You know what I mean? And then I guess Horsey thinks she in head of the game. You know what I mean, or whatever. I don't know what kind of sick relationship that thing is going on right there, but the whole thing is just sick. But they both think they getting over on the pizza dummy, right? So they think they doing that, and the pizza dummy just want to be entertained on a level in which it can understand. Because we know that pizza dummy is real simple and stupid and remedial as fuck, and it can't understand. Not only can it articulate words properly, not even ebonics, it probably can't. It probably can only understand um things that are not above a elementary school level, right? So when you get that kind of thing going on, and it's the only thing that's stirring up trouble around here, and some folks call that type of low level, whatever it is you want to call it, entertainment. When you get something like that going on, it's just real lame. It's just real unfortunate, right? But it is what it is. If you entertained by it, you entertained by it. It is what it is. Okay. And so, who am I? Being, hey, you cling to what you want to cling to, and so, but yeah, it's just real unfortunate to me. What's unfortunate to me is the level of despair that we are witnessing in this world on a daily basis, And like I said, when it comes to YouTube, this sector right here, is because this is where I am all the time. Lord, a piece of dummy. Not a whole child, a piece of dummy. Just a piece of it on site, just a piece of it. Now on site, and I'm not telling no lie. The level of dumbness in some of these heifers around here, especially these young ones, is amazing. You might not even say April, but good dang on well. It ain't no way we could have made it this far in life and been that stupid as some of these heifers is. I don't even understand how they make it in the world. Okay, like I really don't even understand that. I don't even get it. Like, how can you be so stupid and survive in the world? Like, how is that possible? How is it possible? It's amazing to me. But anyway, child, I just my God. And then they want to say you pressed or you jealous. Or jealous of what, a dumbass bitch? Pressed by what, an ignorant asshole? That can't even spell ignorant asshole or articulate articulate ugly ass, medial ass, dumbass bitch. Like I'm just confused as to what is really going on here, you know. And it's unfortunate because they was raised up that way. They was raised up not to want to do any better than they're doing now. Okay? And so when I see the low, and then they still breeding babies, which means them babies is going to go out into the world in the 21st century, being even more illiterate and dumb and slow and simple than their parent is or their parents are. Do you realize how just I can't imagine. Like, how can you live in the world and be that dumb? So I just don't understand it. So I just, and this world ain't getting no better. And it's gonna get worse before it get better. It's not gonna get better in my lifetime. But how you gonna live like that? How you gonna know how to properly move like that? You see what I'm saying? Like that's what's wrong with a whole lot of melanated people, with a whole lot of black people. Okay, I don't trust these new niggas. Okay, what's that song used to be? Uncle Ruckus used to sing on the Boondocks. Don't trust them new niggas over there. I don't trust them new niggas over there. Child, that ain't funny. It's sad. I used to get so bad when I try to look at Boondocks and when I see the little Uncle Ruckus part, and he's just a perfect example of the Omega coon, right? It's just, but then when you think about, you know what? It was a valid song that he was singing. Hold up. That was, yeah, a lot of these kids, they are doomed. They are doomed because you ain't gonna be able to survive. Okay? You can't survive being that ignorant in this world. Like it's not possible. It's not possible. But see, a lot of the thing is make it so bad. A lot of people, lot of black people don't even realize they want to dumb you down even dumber than you are now. They want to keep you dumb and simple and stupid and uneducated because they want to keep you on the plantation. Okay? A lot of black folks willingly are on the plantation. It's like they sharecroppers, okay, for white supremacy, racism, right? That you form it out yourself via your ignorance, right? So that's why you are, stuck in the situations that you in, right? That's why you so depressed and you so down. That's why you don't even have sense enough that you can go to your God. Okay, you don't have sense enough to want to do better because you want your kids to do better. Even if you don't know a damn thing, even if you are absolutely uneducated, you can still want better for your kids. You can still want, do right by your kids. But unfortunately, a lot of these young women these days just breeding kids, they don't even want better for their kids. They don't care. They're just worried about their next blunt or their next whatever. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, because they don't have enough common sense to realize what your world is falling around. Your world is falling down around you. And the only time you feel some kind of validation or camaraderie is when you online acting a dumb ass fool. When you sounding like an ignorant ass, just ignoramus. When you just like real remedial, right? It's just unfortunate. You can lead a horse to a water, but you can't make them drink. You got that right, on site. I don't see how they make it in this world. I don't see how it's possible. Like they don't even have enough sense to run their own damn business, right? And what I mean by they don't have sense to run their own damn business is run their own life. That's what I mean by that. It's crazy. And they accept anything these days. Just any old thing will do, right? Just like any old nigga. Give them the time of day. Any old nigga will do. They don't require anything from these black men. And what can we talk about? The deep, I think that the hatred that black men, a lot of black men, not all, but the hatred that we're seeing, especially online, when it comes to the hate that black men have, the disdain that a lot of black men have online for black women, I think that's been around forever. I think that's in our DNA, just like the trauma from slavery is our DNA. I think that type of disdain that a lot of black men have for black women, I think a lot of that is under that trauma that we have downloaded in our DNA when it comes to slavery, right? A lot of that is because of that, because over the years it's festered and it's grown, and because they are afraid to speak up or try to fight when it comes to the system of white supremacy racism. They have been emasculated by that. So they want to take it out on the black woman because they are not afraid of the black woman, so they can take it out on her. They want to blame it all on her. They think she got a better way in this world when she really don't. But they can take it out on us, and they can call us everything except a child of God. They can try to denounce us online and all over the world because so that because they want every other race of man to hate us and treat us like they do, right? To make themselves in their mind, in their egos, their emasculated egos, feel better for if it only for a brief moment. But it's really not making them feel better because the only person that can fix you is you. So you lashing out because your ego is so fragile, you can't fix you. You want to take it out on me. Okay? And that's unfortunate. But you see a lot of that going on, right? That's a good question. On site said, I have never seen so many followers in my life. Me either. On site, I don't see how they do it. I don't see how it's possible. What happened to the leaders of today, tomorrow, and I'm glad you said it. That made me think of that. They had been talking about last week and maybe the week before. But I saw another video. I forgot who put that. It was about a football player. What was his name? Cam Newton or something like that. And he said that he was speaking derogatorily about black women. He said he wanted a black woman to be able to handle her own, but he also wants her to cater to her man as well as know when to shut the F up, right? So he want her to handle her own, cater to him, and shut the F up. I said, do you realize how emasculated and dumb as fuck you sound? Like, where are you getting these types of women? But that's what he said about that's how he wanted. That's the type of, I guess, black woman that he wanted to deal with, right? And I'm like, wow. Oh. And he said he wants black women to allow, listen to the word. He wants black women to allow him to lead. Now, in the first place, like on-site April said, she asked a good question. Where are the leaders? Because if somebody has to allow you to lead, you are not a leader. A leader just simply leads. Nobody allows a leader to do anything. The leader just simply leads, right? So if you're asking for somebody to allow you to lead, then you need to shut down and shut the fuck up because you are not a leader, because it's like you're asking permission, right? It don't make no sense. But it's the double standard and the triple standard for me, right? So, but all I heard when he was saying that stuff was the underlying hatred that he had for the black woman, right? So evidently this guy, he's a football player, so I guess he's successful. I mean, he ain't out here struggling for money. I imagine he ain't in trouble with the law. He living his life, you know, in a productive manner, right? I'm assuming, right? And so, but even though you got all this going for yourself, you still got time to sit there. From what I understand, he got a lot of baby mamas though, right? So you hate the black woman. She talk too much. She won't allow you to lead. She's not catering to you enough. But you still making babies by her, right? Okay, that's why he sound confused. Okay, and then the thing, he also said that he came from a three family home, right? The mama, the daddy, the grandmama, right? So all these black women raised you, and that you still got this disdain in your heart for black women. Do y'all realize how uh ooh, just how I don't even know the word for it, just how just the whole thing is, it's just you got all this going for yourself, but you still got time to demean the black woman. Really? This what we doing? But that's why that stuff has to be, like a byproduct from slavery, right? It's also encoded in a lot of them's DNA, right? And not all of them though, but like a lot of them. And it's unfortunate. And we see perfect examples of that, of the rising black femicide. Okay, we see a lot of that in like on the side of YouTube in the predominantly black sectors, like the black manospheres, and like that crazy subway guy, and all of that, they all, speak very derogatorily about black women. Like the black women is the reason why they can't succeed in life. And even if they're successful, the reason why they can't be satisfied with their success or feel comfortable in their own skin, that's the black woman's fault. It's not white supremacy's fault. It's not the fact that nobody in the world respects you except the black woman. And nobody wants to help you except really the black woman. Even though when you get when you get those black men like that dude that got killed by the Anglo woman, right? He had all those these things, those tweets and stuff about black women, all those bad things to say, and he done got stabbed by the Becky. The Becky chilling, ain't got arrested or nothing, right? Partying and having drinks with her friends. She living her best life now that she gone. But they said she only date rich black dudes, because they want their generational wealth. They got a little money. These Beckies, you see a lot of these Beckies with these sports stars and entertainers and stuff. And the reason why that, and a lot of these upwardly mobile black men as well, is because they really don't like them like that. They just know that they can take their money from them, because it really is just that simple. You know what I mean? And because they deal with so much self-hate, even though they're so successful, they know they still is not gonna want to fool with they kind, a lot of them, and so they don't mind forking over their generational wealth to Becky, right? So we know that, right? So even though you got all that going on, when it came to that dude with them tweets and him getting stabbed to death by the Becky or whatever, his family gonna turn around and be upset with what used to be the black community. Moreover, they are confused why black women, which anytime something really goes on in the community that we do want to support or stand up for, black women are leading the charge, right? So they can't understand why the community, as they say, and I'm saying there is none, but when it comes to things like protesting and stuff, they can't understand why none of that is going on. Well, why do you think none of that is going on? Because they know the vile, disgusting stuff that the young man was spewing about black women. That's the reason why he don't got no support online. That's the reason why people just like, oh well, next. Because the stuff that he came and didn't make it so bad, the dude ain't even ADOS. He's like Nigerian or something like that. And so I'm thinking he's first generation probably immigrant or something like that, And but they're shocked that the community is not standing behind him like they stood behind a George Floyd or something like that, right? They don't understand. Well, I mean, did you see what he was putting on Twitter and all of this and all of that? And which we know that black women lead the charge. Is it any wonder why he ain't getting no support? Like, I'm confused. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? It don't make no sense to me. That's beyond. Black women say that ain't marching. Get a bunch. That's right. That's right. It's what they say on site. Black women say they ain't marching. Get a bunch of Beckys to march. Them ones that he loved and he put on a pedestal, and he need to get them to march for him. You're absolutely right. I hate it happen too, and I hope he get justice. Whatever justice looks like for him and his family, I hope that he gets it. But ain't nobody getting out here, hordes and hordes of black women ain't getting out here marching for him, okay, and trying to shake the table for him. That's just like not gonna happen, okay. It's just not gonna happen, and it shouldn't happen, okay. Because, like I said, they don't appreciate us anyway. So he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Yep. But anyway, yeah, I kind of got sidetracked with that. That kind of pissed me off when I started thinking about it. The nerve of it's just beyond. But And that's another reason why when you hear something like the Cam Newton, all that stuff that came out of his mouth, that coupled with a whole bunch of very derogatory and dangerous commentary coming from out of the mouths of a lot of these athletes, these black men athletes, entertainers, and a lot of these online cults like the Manosphere, just all over the internet, all of this hate that you hear being spewed out of their mouths when it comes to black women, right? And like I said, the femicide rate when it comes to black women is at an all-time high. You know what I mean? You got black men out here that hate black women so much they want to be black women, but they still hate black women. Okay? You got black men that hate black women so much that and they can't stand them to the point to where they saying stuff like, I'm gonna practice semen retention. You got them saying stuff like, you send the black woman to the afterlife. She ain't no good, and just like a whole lot of weak shit going on, right? You got them. That's right. That's right. Levon World, his countrymen and women. I absolutely agree. These athletes are proving why they can never be spokesmen for. Absolutely, I agree with that. It's not like the '60s and the '70s. When you had your Muhammad Ali's and all those athletes holding up they gloved hand at the Olympics, right? It's not like that anymore. It's not like that. And a good question is, are black women the new black men when it comes to the black community? Because we know that we have been the black men, we have been the leaders. Okay, we have been the black men and the black women at the same damn time for a long damn time when it comes to this community, right? Anytime you get a man up here and you ask it, and she won't let me lead. I've heard that time and time again online. They won't let me lead. They won't allow me to lead. You know why? It's because you're not a leader. Because if you got to ask permission, then that job ain't for you. You need to sit down and you need to shut the fuck up and listen and learn something. Okay? Because ain't nobody got time for no emasculated man to try to dog them out or kill them or drag them further into a hole or even drag them into a hole. We don't have time for that, right? Because you got enough ratchet heifers around here anyway, breeding a whole lot of this nonsense. All right? It don't make no sense. You got to look at the way people move around here. And it's unfortunate. I never ever heard of any woman athlete who has bashed a white woman. Any woman athlete. Muhammad Ali was open to learning from spiritual leaders. These kids swear they know it all. They don't have no kind of belief system. Half of them don't even believe in themselves. Okay? They have no foundation. They have no examples of a foundation. They have no bedrock. And like I said, a perfect example of that is the effery that we see online. Especially, like I said, a wonderful example of that is over here in these beef sector. You see all these low-level bitches running around here, clucking around like chickens with their head cut off, right? And motherfuckers big up in them that do have a brain. They get a good kiki out of how stupid they are, but they so dumb they don't realize that these people is laughing at you. They're not laughing with you. They're bigging you up because they using you for entertainment, right? But okay, okay, all right. That's right, low vibrational. Thank you, on site. Like it don't even make no sense. Like it's ridiculous. It's just unfortunate. You know what I mean? I don't even know how if like April said, it's low vibrational. It's low vibrational as hell. It's remedial and unfortunate. It's just you know. But I don't know. I don't even think that for a while, and I still think that it has a little bit to do with it because like when you go to talking about online and black people, right? For me, for somebody like me, when it comes to the naivete that some black people have is when it comes to following some of these content creators or following just whoever on social media, blindly following some of the nonsense. A lot of that is your mentality, right? And if you're not strong in your spirit and you have no discernment, you know what I mean, you'll fall for a whole lot of this stuff, and you'll really be, like seriously following behind a lot of nonsense, right? A lot of these low vibrations, like April said, perfect example, the Nature Boy situation. A lot of the stuff that we see over here in the B section. Now, good and well, nobody ain't got no damn business taking a lot of these folks serious, right? But we see it all the time. Like they ride or die. They ain't never met them in person. It's just unfortunate, right? It's a bad look, right? But you see it a lot of the times. You know why? It's because part of the reason why is because like I said, you have a lot of lonely people. You have a lot of people that have given up on life. You don't have a lot of people that know they don't have to turn to the internet for any kind of affection or attention or or anything like that. This is a freaking entertainment device. You are literally turning to an algorithm for comfort and care and attention, an algorithm, right? And when they say that social media is a social experiment, it's the truth. It is absolutely a social experiment. Why do you think that, like a platform like this, right? A platform like YouTube will allow some of the stuff to go on, like in this sector alone, but in all sectors, but in this sector in particular? Why do you think they would allow some of this stuff to go on the way it goes on? Do you see what I'm saying? It's just because the algorithm is learning from you, right? Anytime you do some effed up ish, because we know year after year the level of intelligence is becoming lower and lower around here, and it's at an all-time low right now. I really don't even see how much lower it can go, but it's gonna go even lower. You know what I mean? But the computer, the algorithm, i.e., the computer is learning from that, right? And so it's learning from that. It's learning how to manipulate your psyche. It's learning how to dumb you down even more. That's why sometimes you'll be going down your time, your video stream, and you'll just see a real random video pop up that's like from 2 or 3 years ago. You be like, oh, YouTube algorithm so messy, right? They do that on purpose. They do that on purpose is because they're trying to read you and figure you out. They're trying to figure out your mentality, right? So the algorithm is going to throw this video out from 3 years ago to see how you're going to react on it, right? Or if you're going to act upon it at all, or you even going to click on it, you know. And so you gotta catch a hold to that. And if you don't catch a hold to that, and if you don't realize what's going on, you're subject to fall for a whole bunch of other stuff, you know. That's right, Seven. Your phone is also spying on you. You can be think. Have y'all ever been thinking about a thing? Now you ain't said it out loud, right? You have been thinking about, say, a product or something, right? And you can log on YouTube, right? And a commercial for that product to pop up, right? Or you can be thinking about a product and just the, like, say you're thinking about a product, you ain't said out loud like what product you want, but you're gonna log in on Amazon, right? To figure out you something to get off of Amazon. And the one thing that you was thinking about in your head, you ain't said it out loud. That's the first thing that'll pop up going down your Amazon stream. Or like I said, your YouTube stream. It's the whole thing is weird. You could just be thinking about it and it'll pop up. You know, it's just crazy. But these algorithms, the artificial intelligence is getting smarter. It's just like, have y'all ever seen the movie The Matrix? The Matrix is the truth, honey. Okay, now I realize it's a movie, but we know when it comes to a lot of movies, they are foretelling the future, right? They are telling you what's really going on, right? And so, but the Matrix, honey, that's the truth. If y'all ain't seen the Matrix trilogy, y'all should watch it, right? This happened to me several times. Yeah, it happened to me several times. To Cobra DeSantos. And it's weird, it freaked me out too. Every time it happens, it freaks me out. I don't even be saying a product or whatever, like out of my mouth, and it'll pop up. It's like it was plucked right out of my brain. It's crazy. Even when I want to play certain music, my music catalog pops up. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's right, April. Red pill, blue pill. A lot of people don't understand that movie, but if you really get to thinking of, especially back then, you may not have understood it. But I bet if you was to rewatch it in this day and age, especially if you're on social media all the time, you will understand exactly what's going on with the Matrix. You'll understand exactly. You will get it. Maybe not so much back then, but nowadays, I guarantee you will get it nowadays. You know, and so yeah, it's just crazy. The whole thing is crazy. Your phone can also diagnose certain health issues you have. Yes, I seen one. It was something they had on Amazon. It's a commercial that I saw on TV to where the your phone is some kind of app or something you get on your phone, and it can let you know if you're in cardiac arrest or something like that. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Technology, um, in a way, it's a good thing, but the way that it's not a bad thing, that it's like when it comes to the Matrix, you don't ever want artificial intelligence to become so smart that it is smarter than you, that it thinks that it can run the world or your life better than you. And we're seeing small signs that, like we said, you could be thinking about a thing and it can pop up down your stream, or or whatever. That's that artificial intelligence trying to read you, trying to figure out what it is that you want or what it is that you need before you really know what you want and what you need, and trying to make a choice for you. That's what it's trying to do, But you don't ever want something like that to happen. But we've seen the movies, and we think, and then honestly, the world is moving towards it. Look at even in school, like even not even just like kids aren't even taught how to sign their names in cursive or taught to write something simple like cursive anymore. They're not taught to read analog clocks anymore. They're totally dependent on the computer, right? Like if you don't know how to sign your name, you could be or in cursive or read cursive. You know what? When you become an adult, like I said, we got a whole lot of dumbed down adults right now. What's gonna happen with the next generation that's coming up? You don't even know how to sign your name or read cursive writing. So you're printing your name, or you're typing, your name, you're signing your name via the computer, right? Or something like that. That means anybody can do anything to a contract that you've signed, or some type of arrangement that it can be plagiarized, right? Even easier, right? I just don't even understand that. You know, how can you allow yourself and allow your children, not, even if you have to teach them yourself, teach them to at least sign their name and read cursive writing? That is crazy to me, you know. So and that stuff, the electronic signature is suspect, right? That's what I'm trying to do. Electronic signature. They go do the electronic signature, or they print, they letter block their signature. I'm like, huh? Why in the world would you do that? It's like cursive writing is becoming some kind of foreign language or something. Like your kid can't even read basic cursive writing. So if they want to hide something from your kid, all they got to do is write it in cursive, right? And they can't read it. That's crazy. That's dangerous. So it's just like a whole lot of little things. Like I said, I just ooh, whew, y'all. Like I said, you really just have to You really have we have a lot of discussions. Even right now, not so many. When I first came online, we used to have a lot of discussions about the black community. How can we solve the ills? The desolation of our community, the dissolving of our community. You have to. There used to be a whole lot of discussions like that online, right? And there still are some, but not as much as it used to be. And I think that a lot of people have come to the realization that I have come to, and my realize the thing that I my the my reality right now is that my when it comes to my community, what I mean by my community, um and trying to do better for my community is my circle, right? My family, my circle of friends. um I just don't at this point know whatever else to think. And but I have gotten a whole education online. I will say that. I have gotten a whole education online when it comes to certain things. And so yeah, it's just crazy and it's unfortunate. It's really very sad, you know. And so yeah. And yeah, you don't even have to buy those books, Brown Beauty. My niece, what she'll do is she'll find a template for what she done started doing with my little one. Now she had uh the older ones, they further along now. They know how to read and write cursive now. But for the little ones, what she'll do, she won't buy the books. She'll just print them off. Like you can Google that type of information, you know, and just print it off. If you got a printer, just print it off, and it'll save you a lot of money. You won't even have to buy the book. Like when it's in the book, like you got the letters individual, like the uppercase cursive A and the lowercase cursive A, and they have the little dots and all of that stuff, right? You don't even have to buy it anymore. You can just like Google it, find that, and just print it off on your printer, and that'll save you a lot of money. You know. hmm Sheba said my phone always telling me someone is trying to infiltrate my system. Wow. Is that right, Sheba? Wow. Exactly, Miss O, about my kid books. I already read that. I missed the news all weekend, so his family was on TV whining about the community not getting behind him. Are they American born? No, I didn't see his family on TV. I just had been reading about it online, Chlorio. But no, I didn't see it. I didn't hear about it on TV this weekend. Yeah, look it up, Brown Beauty World. It'll save you a lot of money. Just find what it is that you need, and just print it off. Print those pages off, and so, like I said, it'll save you from buying a book, you know. And so, yeah, it's just a good little alternative. It's cheaper. You just paying for the price of your printing paper and your ink. That's it, you know. And so, yeah, they can practice as much as they need to. You can print off as many copies as you need to, you know, as opposed to the book, only having a certain number of pages and stuff. You can print off A as many times as you need to print off the cursive A until your baby get it. You can print it off, and so it saves you a lot of money. And so, yeah, but it's just the little things that are starting to add up for me, y'all. Like I said, our kids not knowing how to write or read cursive writing, not knowing how to read an analog clock, just simple things. They're banning a lot of books, and I mean it's just crazy. I also think it matters what we pay attention. It absolutely matters to what we pay attention to. I talked about that on my video last week. That when you looking at certain stuff online and all of this and all that, you got to be careful because you're looking at a whole lot of demons. And if you're not prayed up and if you're not strong mentally and or either in your spirit, that stuff can seep inside of you and start to grow and fester. We also see that online. You see people like literally being radicalized in front of your face. You know what I mean? When it comes to the hatred for black women, you see a lot of these young black guys coming online and they are becoming radicalized when it comes to the hatred that they have learned to have or they have never acknowledged, or they didn't even know they had it when it comes to black women. So you literally see places like the Black Manosphere and stuff like that radicalizing these younger black men, you know, when it comes to the hatred for black women. It's like it's crazy. Ooh, I also think about like which one I learned so much about the origins of the Bible and where to find resources on our history online. On our yeah, absolutely, Levon. Chlorio says Sheba Pisces. My iPhone is always telling me that too. Wow, I received an alert today. Someone infiltrated my Amazon account. Wow, I just called Amazon and called Apple when I get the alerts 2 minutes. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, y'all, those are some of the things that I really just had it. I said, you know what? Um, I'm just gonna come on here and speak of a whole lot of stuff that I've been watching. But like I said, I mostly want to speak on. I was trying. I hope y'all got what I was trying to say. You know, the stuff that we're seeing. Perfect example, um, of a deteriorating level of expectations, a deteriorating expectation of good character, uh, a good represent about people not caring about those things anymore. A perfect example of that is what we're seeing on these very YouTube streets. You know what I mean? People being happy with mediocrity, people being happy to be lied to, people not minding stone cold crazy people like out your mind. You cannot reason with madness, right? So why even try to argue with it? Right? It don't even make no sense. You know, it's not even fun. Not for me. Some things come through my time, but through the timeline is so horrible. I keep scrolling because I don't want to. That's right. That's right, Sheba. I agree. I agree. It's some stuff that I won't even speak on no more. Like honestly, it's some things and some people I won't even speak on no more. The only reason why I'm speaking on this when I came on talking about because that was I wanted to use that madness as an example as to what's going on, not only in this sector, just as an example of what's going on offline in the world. You know, so like I said, when you get online, you see a lot of this stuff. It's a perfect example of what's going on in the real world. You know, and so it's crazy. And did you know what's amazing to me? You got people out here with all kind of illnesses, not only mental illness, like physical disabilities. Like you got paraplegics on here, arguing with people online, people that had strokes, people that got autoimmune diseases what do they call it? What is it like lupus and stuff like that. You got people online um railing back and forth with other people when they got actual stuff like that going on in their life. Illnesses going on like that in their life. That is amazing to me. You got people that they don't have no pride in themselves. Women to where they come online being pissy drunk, hollering, slurring speech to the top of their lungs. It's just real unfortunate. I'm like, ugh, are you okay? Just ugh. But yeah, I was like, wow, it is crazy. It is crazy to me. I'm like, why are you not going to your God in prayer, you know, or doing whatever you got to do to make yourself better? But instead of you doing that, you online hollering and screaming, and you just had a stroke, or you're a paraplegic, or you got an autoimmune deficiency or disease, uh, uh, you know. But you got time to be over here doing this, but you ain't got time to do nothing like that. It's like pray for your healing, like keeping yourself calm so that you won't, you know, do worse or relapse or get sicker or have something else happen to you as a result of all the stress that you're dealing with over here. You know, it's crazy. I'm like, Oh my God. That don't make no sense. That's why it's no longer fun over here anymore. Not only do you have stupid people leading the charge for dummies, okay? Only requiring you got subscribers not requiring them to do better. Some subscribers not requiring them to do better. Either they're selling it for it or they find it entertaining, you know. And I mean, it's crazy. That's why y'all see me probably coming online. I come online now for y'all, for my people, you know. And I try to make it my business to come online at least once or twice a week for my people, the people like to listen to me. You know what I mean? Because people that like to listen to me are really in a minority right now because a lot of people are real comfortable with that low level of whatever you call it type of entertainment going on these days. You know, and so yeah, it's just if that's your thing, that's your thing. To each his own, but child, no ma'am. A lot of these people have real life issues, yes, but they choose to come online and be caught up in the mess. Right, right. Thank you, Sheba. They sure do, food junkie. They choose to come online. Child, that paraplegic man, that just took me out right there. That took me out, food junkie. That took me out. I was like, oh my God. And then another thing that took me out is that woman. What is her name? The one that had a stroke. That took me out right there too. I was like, oh my God. Aren't you afraid that you could like have another stroke from your blood pressure being ran up by arguing with people online that you don't even know? That's what I meant earlier, y'all, about people clinging to everything except for the Almighty God. You look into everything and everybody, every old kind of crazy ass demon online and offline, and the only thing you gotta do is look to your God for your comfort in your trial a storm, in your time of storm, you know. But for whatever reason, you used to cling to a demon time and a dummy rather than cling to the one that can really bring you peace and solace and comfort and healing. And that's unfortunate to me, but it is what it is, you know. And so people just really need to watch. And like it's sad because a lot of people like literally don't know a different way or choosing not to acknowledge, especially a lot of people my age, they know what they need to be doing and they refuse to do it. Never will you ever see me online with a real life situation and I'm coming online for help as opposed to going to my God. That's crazy. Y'all will never see that from me. No ma'am. No ma'am. Because I got a roadmap when it comes to what I need to do. You know, the Bible says you're supposed to be in this world, but not of this world. Okay? And every day I understand more and more what that means. Like honestly. And it's crazy. But ooh, child. If you are of this world these days, I Lord have mercy. I don't know. Just is what it is. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But anyway, y'all, like I'd really wanted to come over on here and it took me all day to get this video going. And I said, I'm gonna do this video before I go to sleep tonight. Okay. And but I really wanted to come over here and have this conversation with y'all. Um because of a lot of stuff that I've been seeing just here lately. Just a lot of stuff that I caught up on just this past weekend. I was like, wow. Just oh, it's a lot. Ugh. Miss O, could you go back to specific subject matters? Well, what do you mean by that? In future videos, is that what you mean? And I was on a specific subject matter tonight. Maybe you came in late. Exactly. That's why I'm grateful. I know how to move in the spirit. I know that's right, Sheba. I know that's right. I had an excellent resurrection weekend. Yes, I did. I can't believe people still go over to listen to that child. Oh, I don't. You know what? I didn't even think about her. I wasn't even talking about her, Levon. Thank you, Lena. Yeah, that's one of the names that didn't even pop up in my brain. Honestly. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I didn't even think about her at all. Uh at all. I was just amazed by I wasn't amazed, but I was just um wow. That conversation, that issue with Jay Wilson and all that today, I was like, wow. It was just wow for me. It was just a wow. I can't, I don't know. It was just a wow for me. Child, Miss Olivia, you help folks more than you Oh, thank you, Lena. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, you're right. More like tonight, Miss O. Oh, okay, Chlorio. But yeah, and thank you for saying that, Lena. And so, but yeah, and thank you for asking it, Choreo, too. I appreciate it. Levon says, speaking of demons, child, there's a whole lot of them, whole lot of them, whole lot of them. Be surprised. Mm-mm. But I'm gonna get off here, y'all. I had no idea it was after 11 o'clock. But I meant that I was gonna do this video today. I was just been dragging my feet and dragging my feet and dragging my feet. And I was like, well, I told myself I was gonna do this before the end of the day. I was gonna do it earlier after I got done cleaning up. Then I had to cook. Then just got the other things you got to take care of. But I meant I was gonna do this today. Okay, subjects. You really make us think and engage in matter. Thank you, Chlorio. Thank you, Lena, again. And so, but yeah, I meant that I was gonna get this out today because I really want to talk about this. Like I said, the stuff that I saw, like I said, these demons are working overtime. Not only online but offline. And I referenced all those mass shootings that they had on this resurrection Easter weekend. Like they really feel emboldened these days. And they're getting even more bolder, every day, online, offline, just whatever, just really just got to stay prayed up, and just be careful out here in this world. Cause it ain't getting no better, but it's darn sure getting worse. I tell you that. Really make a stand already. But yeah, just y'all just be careful. You know, like I said, it's gonna get a lot worse for it. I don't even think I'll see it better in my lifetime. You know, and so, but and then when it comes to your family, especially the younger ones in your family, if you have family, give them the tools, in order for them to be able to navigate through this crazy, crazy world. Please, please, please give them the tools so that they will be able to navigate. We will appreciate every time you come through. It just confirms what's going on. Thank you, Sheba. Thank you a lot. I appreciate that. But yeah, please give them the tools, y'all. Don't let them be it because they can't be around you 24/7, and they got to grow up. And they are uh I just impart as much wisdom and knowledge as you can in them so that they won't be unprepared, because this world is a very unforgiving place, and if you don't know, you just don't know. Ain't nobody else outside of your loved ones gonna take time to teach you nothing. They just gonna roll right over you. Okay, use you and everything else they want to do and discard you like you a piece of trash. Okay, and we got perfect examples is that we look at them every day online, especially in this sector. People that have been used up and discarded like trash, there's nothing left. You're just seeing the remnants of a person, the residue of a person. The residue of a person is just still breathing, it's still living, breathing, and it's unfortunate, for real. I tuned. Yeah, me too. I tuned out our weekend. It was Easter weekend. I could. Yeah, I was just caught myself getting caught up today, but I flat out didn't have time. Y'all know when it's any type of holiday roll around, um, I'm on it. I'm on it. When it comes to my circle, and we talked about my circle and my community, which is my family and my circle of friends. Cause tomorrow ain't promised to nobody. And so any chance I can get to be with mine, that's what I'm gonna do. And so yeah. She said the residual person that yeah, that's deep. It is deep, Chlorio. Yeah, I'm glad you got what I was saying. I'm glad you got it. So yeah, that might have went over a couple of people's heads though. But yeah. But anyway, y'all, I done talked myself sleep. I'm gonna get over here. Hope you sorry I came on so late. I know it's kind of strange for me, but please hit your like button on your way out the door. Um yeah, I just really want to have this conversation tonight. But thank you guys for sitting through it with me, you know. And so I hope you guys got something out of something out of something that I said. If nothing more than to just make you think and consider. Thank you, Clorio. Make you think and sit back and consider what's going on the world around you. If nothing more than that, that means the world to me. Okay, so I'm gonna get off of here. I love you guys. Please like, share, subscribe this video. Y'all know the thank you, Lena. Thank you. The video. Thumbs up, all that. You guys be safe. Stay prayed up. You don't have to be in a church, or you don't gotta call yourself super Christian. You sure ain't gotta be super Christian when it comes to the world. Okay? All you gotta do is know that there is a God. And if you pray to that God or you shout at that God, it ain't no certain way to pray. You ask that God for help any way that you know how, whatever your situation is, be it in the midnight hour, online, offline, in the middle of the day, while you at work, while you at home, while you homeless, while you in the midst of drug or alcohol addiction. If you shout out the name of the Almighty God and you truly, thank the food junkie, and you truly mean it in your heart that you want help from him, because he will always make a way. He will always be a way maker. He is always going to be a provider. He is always going to be your shelter in the storm. And don't let it ain't no demon in hell that can tell me, or either walking on this earth or on this line, they can tell me no different. And y'all don't let nobody tell y'all no different. Okay? So just try it and have a little faith. And while you having that faith, when you having that faith, and be doing that work. Right. And then the one way that you can work is to make your faith much stronger, you know, is to believe. Believe, 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 believe. That's the way you get your spirit stronger. Believe, you know, believe in what you ask him, and believe that you know that he is going to help you. What the old folks used to say, he may not come when you want him, but he always right on time. Believe in that. Don't never believe in this world, because this world don't give a damn about you. This world will let you down. This world will squash you like a bug. Don't never believe in what you see in this world. But you can believe in that man up above. And I'm telling you that not as a Christian. I'm telling you that because I know it to be true. That's why I'm saying it to you. You know, walk by faith and not by sight. I know that's right, Sheba. I'm saying it to you because I know it to be true. And it ain't cause of something that I heard, you know. It's cause of a lot of stuff that I done been through in my life. Because I don't have a perfect life. I'm not no Molly McButter type person. And I done been baptized through fire many a times. All right. Been thinking that I done almost lost my mind. Probably done lost it a couple of times. Because we all know at certain points, I ain't wrapped too tight either. Because none of us is. Anybody that tell you that they wrapped all the way tight, them the most unwrapped people in the world, and you need to get away from them because they dangerous. Okay. But just before I go over the edge, I always look back over my shoulder and I see my grandmama, and then I see my God, and then I keep it pushing. I don't go over that edge. And so that's what I want people to get out of this video. And I hate to even have to go to it at the end of, but the reason why I did the video is because I see people reaching for everything except the thing they need to be reaching for. You know, because one thing for certain, anything bleeding red blood like you will let you down. Anything. Being red blood like you will let you down. But the Almighty God, he ain't gonna never let you down. It may not look the way you want it to look, but he ain't never gonna let you down. And I will never cling to nobody else except for the Almighty God. That's it, that's all. And that's the one thing that I continuously try to pour into, like I said, my community, which is my circle, which is my family. And I wanted that to say that to you guys. And if that you know uh was an epiphany for anybody tonight, or if that helped somebody tonight, even just one person, I'm glad that it came out of my throat. And I'm glad that I say it, because there's so many people that don't even realize, that don't even know. You'd be surprised how many people um don't even know. That's why you see so many people online doing what they doing, and we talked about a lot of that tonight, because they don't even realize, they don't even know. But anyway, y'all, I didn't even go there, because I get hyped up about some things, But I'm gonna get off here, and I love you guys so much, and thank you, Feeborn, and thank you guys. Like I said, if this that little word right there, helps one person, then that means I did my job, and I can get out of here. Um, and so yeah, in peace. And I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Love you guys once again. Hit that like button on your way out the door. Y'all be safe. Y'all stay prayed up. And I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Peace.